Yo, what's up, dudes? We're out in the metal van. I'm on my way to go see my buddy Mark and check out. He's got a whole new line of picks in and a whole bunch of stuff. I haven't seen him since NAMM, so I'm heading out. Won't you join me? Yo, what's up, dudes? I'm here with my buddy Mark. You may remember him from the NAMM show when we were out there back in January. And we're here today because he has got a whole array of some of the most awesome picks with some of the most interesting materials. And I thought we would check them out. And how you doing, Mark?
I'm good, Steve. Good to see you.
Good to see you.
How are you?
Good.
Enjoying your summer, I hope.
I am. You may not know this, but Mark, you know, if we talk about the music store, he was one of the owners of the music store, but he's not in the retail anymore. He's doing the sort of the wholesale and the distributing end of it, and he's got this whole new line of picks. And I remember checking him out a little bit out at NAMM.
Yep.
And I remember the one that caught my eye was you had like a coconut one, and I think the organic Ivory was one that I think had a lot of buzz, you know, when we were out there. So why don't we go through and
we've got them all here. Yeah,
got the array.
We go way back from the store, and
we do.
And I don't want to say how long ago that was, but it was a few years ago. And
I think I started.
We march on
85.
And, you know, we're still rocking out.
Yeah.
You all know, you know, Steve is still playing. I think he's doing the same licks he was doing back then.
Probably. It's about right.
Yeah, but a little quicker. A little quicker.
A little bit.
Yeah, we've been in the guitar pick business for many years. We were in retail, selling picks one at a time. Many years ago, we launched a product called Picks by the Pound, which really brought our whole business into the wholesale end, and we became a manufacturer of guitar picks. And more recently, we've been turned on to the whole world of luxury and boutique guitar picks, and realizing that
premium pick.
A premium pick. It's worth a little investment in a quality pick if you're really concerned, you know, with your sound. It makes a difference.
Right.
People spend thousands of dollars on the right woods on their instruments, the right strings, the right speakers, pickups.
Now, and I just want to be clear on this. When you say a premium pick, are we talking the $35, $45 picks that are out there? Is that the kind of territory we're talking when you say boutique and premium?
And there are those picks out there, but our picks, which is US Blues, and we tag them artist quality guitar picks, are retailing from $5 to about $10.
Oh yeah,
so it's still affordable,
right?
But if you're used to paying, you know, $3 for $1, well, now all of a sudden it's a sticker shock. $5 for a pick, but you know, what does a $5 pick look like? You know, you're talking about tone woods.
And it's funny, we talk about tone wood on guitar and the debate about whether tone wood makes a difference there. Having played a number of these where the wood is literally touching the string, right? Where the pick is making contact with the string. I assure you, the different woods do sound a little different, and it really comes down to scrape, right? How much scrape, how smooth. So like ebony will have less scrape than say rosewood, right? Because of the pores.
Right. You may find your local music store a tray like this, and we sort them where they're from the hardest wood at the top corner all the way to the softest. So the harder woods, we've got ebony.
Right.
We make it in a standard 351 flat pick shape. That one there is a grip size. So there's the grip shape, which has the thumb groove and the finger groove on the back. So it fits firmly in your hand. It won't move around.
It's hard to explain, but basically it has a thumb divot on the front side, and then it has this sort of perfectly milled groove on the back. And then when you put your finger in the groove and your thumb on here, not only does it keep it going forward, but side to side. You know what I'm saying? It's you really it's got quite the grip to it. I'll throw this on the little can.
A lot of people, they just put that in the hand and instantly, wow.
I agree.
Yeah. Now, there's a few people that that's not the right position for me. So then you go into a standard what we call a 351 shaped flat pick.
Just
a
straight
standard
flat,
pick.
just flat both sides.
And what is surprisingly popular, I didn't realize how many people fall in love with the Jazz 3 shape. And we offer a wide variety of the Jazz 3 because there's a lot of people that once they get into that pick, that's their pick.
That's so nice.
So there's the ebonies, but we've got sonocaling, which is East Indian rosewood, tamarin, which is a really nice brown grained and a very hard wood, rosewood, Paduke, which is really nice. I remember I was first introduced to Paduke when years ago was selling Padula bases, and that's a wood that they used to use, I remember.
They're still using Paduke. The Chapman guitarist just came out. Remember you were at that event?
Yeah.
He's got a new guitar come out, has a Paduke neck.
Yeah, so Paduke is definitely a tone wood. Maple is very popular, and it's a good sort of middle of the road wood. It's hard, but not too hard like the ebony. So as you get into the woods that are a little softer, what I would consider a medium, even though they're all 2mm heavy picks, it's a little warmer tone on your acoustics.
Absolutely, absolutely, and you can hear the difference. So, you had given me some a few months back, maybe even before NAMM show, maybe last year, you had given me a few, and I had tried out the ebony and the rosewood, and it wasn't maple. It might have been.
Some type of mahogany. Now we've got a Hawaiian Mango.
It might have been mahogany,
which is a nice soft one, and then we have the acacia.
You could hear the difference. You could hear the difference.
Yeah, no, from one pick to the next, it's incredible if you really do a test.
Yeah,
it's slight nuances, but every wood will give you a different tone, and that's what tells you right there that picks make a difference.
Because
even from one wood to the next.
Yeah.
Now, something new that we've launched this year is what we call our flex wood.
Okay.
So one of the issues with people trying wood picks is they're not used to a 2mm, heavy.
This is a very thick, very stiff, pick with a lot of attack, which is what I like. That's my personal favorite style.
So the flex wood is a thinner wood pick. They're about a 1mm pick. Maybe even a little under a millimeter. It's produced with an exclusive process where we take 2 thin shears of the wood and put a shear of silk in the middle, and it's all stamped together. So the silk keeps everything together. You'd think, well, is that going to shred? Is that going to last? The silk really holds everything together.
Yeah.
It's got some bend to it, and it plays more like a medium pick, but you get the tone of a wood pick.
Right.
So it's US Blues Flex Wood. It comes in 3 different varieties: rosewood, Babinga, and kingwood. The rosewood has the most flex. Babinga a little stiffer, and then the flexwood kingwood would be more like a heavy pick. But they're all thinner in the sense that they're no thicker than 1mm.
Well, certainly from a feel basis, you can just feel the difference in the thickness right away. And it's got a nice grip to the surface too. So I mean, that's not going anywhere.
It's got a nice dry feel. It will not slip around.
Yeah, that's it. Versus this, which is a little more polished.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? This is definitely dry or a little bit more tacky.
Right. And we also do them in the 351, and we also do them in the jazz size. So for those Jazz 3 players that want that thinner pick, those are available.
Brilliant using the silk though, because that's that strength, inner layer, sort of keeps it all together and gives it the flexibility without it cracking.
Well, it's funny because sometimes when you know, everyone's first instinct when they pick up a pick is they give it a little bit of bend. What does this feel like?
Right.
So when you pick up a flexwood for the first time and you do that, you might get a little cracking. It's a little wearing in, yet nothing cracks. It's held together.
Right.
So
yeah, that's cool.
the people that have used this,
I do that too. I sort of give it a little push to test the flexibility.
Right. Everybody does that.
Yeah,
Believe me, if someone picks long enough, so everyone picks up and gives that little bit of bend. What does it feel like?
Right.
Yeah.
So that's the wood.
So that's all our tone wood series. We've got what we call our exotic series, which would get you into things like buffalo bone, buffalo horn.
I remember these.
And coconut. You mentioned the coconut.
Yeah. I remember these. So you got
the bone is going to be a really bleached white.
Yeah.
And again, we do this series in the three main shapes. The full 351.
Right.
The grip, which has the thumb groove and the finger groove, and the Jazz 3. So I think out of any premium pick line, we've got more options of material and clearly more options on the Jazz 3. Some of the other people out there that are doing some wood and exotic picks, they've got a couple choices on the Jazz 3. Every material we make also is available in a Jazz 3, in a 351, which is your standard, and in the grip.
I love this Blackhorn grip. That feels so great, and same with the buffalo, because that groove, horn and bone are so smooth, right? So you need a way to hold on to the pick without it falling out.
Right, and especially our factory, they're highly polished, so that they're really clean looking.
Yeah, that grip is beautiful. I love the coconut.
The coconut's cool. It's got a little bit of that dry feel like the flexwood. It's their natural feel.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And then it's got like the husk on the back. On the back, they're all got this. They grind in, so it gets into the husk, and you've got.
Right.
It's almost like a grip pick as well.
It kind of is. You know, there used to be sort of a low rent version of this, where they would stick a piece of cork on they would glue a piece of cork on the side of a plastic pick. That's a very old trick.
An old D'Andrea pick used to have a little cork.
Yeah, a little cork on the side. And this sort of reminds me of that without the worry that the cork's coming off.
But of course, that was all on plastic picks.
Right.
And that's a whole nother animal. These are all organic materials. Long-lasting.
It's so cool to leverage the material. You know what I'm saying? And basically do what two things used to do with one. So just by grinding that out a little bit, it's like you get two different surfaces, you know, and this beautiful grip. Boy, that's really nice.
Yeah. Now, when it comes to the exotic, I think the warmest tone-wise, because you're going to be like, okay, well, should I try a horn or a bone or coconut? The bone, I think, has the warmest tone. So if you're looking for an exotic that you can use on acoustic, I'd usually recommend the bone. On electric, you're probably going to go with the horn. It's a little stronger.
Right.
It's definitely brighter.
Right.
The black horn is really bright. The amber horn is sort of a prettier pick and sort of falls in between the bone and the black horn. And the coconut is almost
I love the shape.
A little bit of the tone of a wood pick, like an ebony. Although we put it in our exotic series, because technically I don't know if that's wood.
And Mark probably doesn't want me to tell you this, but I will. These will wear down a little bit over time. All you have to do is, if you have like a sanding block, like a sponge block, you can just very quickly, in a matter of minutes, just resurface a new tip on it, and you're good for another few months.
Look, if people,
I mean, you can really get quite a little time.
$1 on a pick. If you spend $5 on a pick, we want it to last you.
Yeah. No,
we want you to enjoy it. We want you to tell everyone about it. And
I can tell you that with real heavy picking, they would last me a couple of months, like 2 or 3 months, like with daily use with pretty heavy picking. Yeah, that's pretty good. But then I could resurface it and get another couple of months out of it. But eventually, it turns to a jazz, right? Over time.
I always tell people, they ask me how long it's going to last. I said, believe me, you're going to lose it before you wear it out.
I know.
But someone's going to take it from you.
Yeah, right.
Oh, wow, dude, I got to have this pick.
Oh, I busted my son. I found a couple up in his room. I said, you go down? He's like, I just wanted, because they, it was like this, you know what I'm saying? Like the clear, he just thought it looked so cool.
Yeah.
Or it was like this, but the particular one you had was a little clearer. In other words, it had more see-through sections to it.
Speaking of sons, I mentioned to my son I'd give him a shout out because today is his birthday. Happy birthday, Mitch.
Happy birthday, Mitchell.
What else do we have here? Our sculpted series.
Nice.
Which is really, really nice. And in this series, we throw in our organic ivory because we couldn't really fit it in anywhere else. But you mentioned that before. So let's start with the ivory. And
this is exciting stuff. Yeah.
This is completely unique.
Oh, man, I love that.
I discovered this material at some gift shows, and they use it to make jewelry. It's called a tagua nut. And I was looking at it, I'm like, this could,
it's hard enough.
Could you find
it's
two
grippy
that make
enough
perfect shape?
Right.
Can we make a pick out of this? And it took several years of talking to different suppliers and different sources, and we've come out with a tagua nut guitar pick.
Right.
It's commonly known as vegetable ivory in the gift trade and in the world. It's generally grown in South America. These picks are the tagua nuts that we use are grown in Colombia. And we have a workshop of artisans down there that are making these picks for us.
Yeah, they're great. And now, do they dye them? How do they get the different colors?
Well, this is the natural. The white would be the natural.
Okay, so the white's the natural.
So when they cut up the tagua seed, this is the color. They use a vegetable dye to create colors. We've come out with a green and a purple to make it a little jazzier. And when we do mixed sets, that way you can have some mixed colors. They also are doing some hand painting on them. So
that's awesome.
Out with sort of a unique design there.
Right. If you can see that.
But the colors, they won't really affect the feel. They won't affect the sound. So,
right.
I expect the best selling, and so far the best.
But it might help me find it on a black floor.
So that's the organic ivory.
Oh,
it's got a really. I think it's a really fast pick because of the slickness of the pick. It's almost like a speed pick. They've got a great tone. They just have
it's a low friction. It's a low friction pick.
There's a unique glide over the string.
Yeah, I agree.
It creates a different feel than any other pick I've used.
You gave me 2 or 3 of these. I gave a couple away. I gave one to our mutual friend John Way, and who's Guitars with John Way on the YouTube. If you want to check him out, I have a link to him on my channel. And I think I might have given one away at the Chapman event to someone. I was feeling generous, and I still got one left, and they're so cool.
Well, you're leaving with one today.
What?
Yeah. We also, and so anyways, we talked about price point. The woods are $5. The exotic is a $6 pick. The ivories and the sculpted is an $8 pick. So it's getting up there. The sculpted series is going to blend some of the tone wood styles and the exotics, but in a really finely crafted and shaped.
Oh, I like this one.
People really like
I mean, that's like Artisan right there. You know, I mean, you can really. Oh man, that's so nice. It's like, look at the groove on the back and look at the divot on the front. You know, it's amazing. I really love the feel of that, and I love the.
They come in an assortment of woods and exotics. Rosewood. We've got lemon wood. We've got Moroccan argan wood. We've got Turkish argan wood, and then we get into the exotics where we do a black horn.
I love this Turkish
amber
argan
horn,
one.
a striped horn, and a buffalo bone.
Wow, where did this one go?
Yeah, that was. Yeah. And again, it's hardest through the softest on the materials. And one thing that that was pointed out
fits like a glove.
Yeah, it really is. It's a really nice fit for a lot of people. People really like these sculpted series.
Yeah.
And the shaping is done as such.
I'm probably leaving with one of these too.
All right. As opposed to our grip series, which have a different, a bit of the shaping. These are shaped in such where you really get more control because your finger, you're actually closer to the tip when you grip this versus one of our traditional grip picks, which is actually a little more space from the tip. I don't know if you want to show this in the thing.
Oh, yeah.
When you grip that, you're really close to the tip. So people really get some really nice control out of the sculpture.
Well, not only that, but it makes it easier for squeals because to get a squeal, you choke up a little bit. And so the farther you are away, the more you've got to adjust when you go to make the squeal. So with this, you're so much closer, there's probably little or no adjustment, just a slight tilting. Pull the squeal right out.
I think that's the proper expression. The sculpted versus our grip series, the positioning, you're choked up a little further.
Yeah. Oh, I love the tip on that.
Stuff like that.
And I love how it clears up the thinner it goes, right? Because there's less material. So it has this beautiful gradient, right? That showed like the actual material. It gets like nice and thick towards the edge. That's nice.
Series is really nice. Certainly, the striped one is pretty cool looking too. Which is
that's this here. Oh, hold on. I'll just grab one right here.
It's all right. When you walk around our office and warehouse, there are picks just all over the floor.
And that would sit in your finger just like that.
Right. So if your local store is carrying a tray of our picks, if they've got the sculpted tray, it would have a mixture of the different sculpted options and the ivory. So, you know, as you know, when you go into music stores, some of them like to sell out of trays like this, but some of them now are selling the players pack. So these picks are available both in players packs, which generally are 3 packs,
right,
or in the trays, depending on what your local store is carrying. There's a lot of places starting to pop up to buy them online as well.
Right.
Amazon is carrying the whole line. There's some stuff on Reverb, and assorted retailers are starting to carry them. But, you know, we did launch this entire brand first of this year, so they're not everywhere at this point.
Right.
But they're starting to get out there. We've been busy, and next week actually we're going down to Nashville to the Summer NAMM show. We'll have a full booth, you know, really pushing these picks and getting them out there. So hopefully a lot of places in Nashville will be carrying them.
Right.
Actually, we just shipped an order to a store, I think it was called in Mount Juliet, Tennessee, which is, I don't know if that's near Memphis or near Tennessee, but so there are some of these picks in
someone out there will know.
Yeah. The other thing, and I know you did some discussions about this when you did a video with your friend the Tone King.
My good buddy. TK?
Is our metal series of picks.
Right.
And there's
metal!
18 different metal picks. Materials like the brass, copper, titanium, stainless steel, and aluminum in a 351 shape, in a jazz shape.
You know what? The metal picks, and I go in and out on metal picks.
Yeah. They're not for everybody.
They're not for everybody. They will have the most chirp of any pick because it's actually like a little mini slide. Right, so it's going to have a little chirp when you first put it on there. You'll hear a tiny little chirp, and some people love that. Right, so it's definitely a feature of the pick. They're very long lasting. I know people that have used metal picks for 15 years, and they're still going on. You know, it's like
that's a long time.
Yeah,
I hope you bought a second.
Well, yeah, no, they rotate, right, there's a sound. So like Billy Gibbons swears by a metal pick. He's all metal picks, you know. I have a friend, Dave. He's all metal picks. He like just swears by the metal picks. There's definitely love out there for metal picks.
Well, I think we've got the largest assortment of metal picks out there.
And you got the flex metals.
We also have the flex metal, which is a mesh pick.
Right.
It's got, you might want to show this.
That's the one I yeah.
It's a stainless steel, but it's a mesh. So it's got the feel engaging of like a medium pick in a metal pick. It's really...
I can literally feel my fingers through the mesh.
Yeah.
Like as I move slightly, I can feel ever so slightly the movement from one side to the other because the mesh is so fine.
Now the mesh comes in 5 different styles. There's a 351 standard teardrop pick. There's a larger jumbo, like a 346 pick. We've got it in a Jazz 3. We've got it in a like a mandolin shape. And we've got it, mandolin meaning like a vintage. Let's see if I can open this little Ziploc bag.
Nice.
All right. Shape to it, yeah. They used to call that a mandolin shaped pick.
I would call that. I would usually call that teardrop or raindrop, teardrop.
And then we've got like a small triangular, which is sort of a unique shape. You don't see this a lot.
Tear.
So that's
the mini triangle.
Yeah, the mini triangle that versus the 346, which is larger, like popular with bass players and actually mandolin players, like a larger triangular shaped.
I played that. We used to call them Dorito picks.
Yeah, like a Dorito.
Like a Dorito, and I used
don't
to
eat it.
Yeah, but don't eat it. I played those for years, but like anything, I go in and out. So I played a small one for a while. Then one day I said, I don't like this. I was bored. moved to a medium for a while. Then I was on the big ones for the longest time, couple years. Then move around. I like to try different picks. I like to
different songs.
I like to mix
styles,
it up.
You need a lot of different picks. We count on people needing a lot of different picks.
Yeah. No, I like to mix it up. I mean, I'm not really very brand not so much brand, but style centric, on that stuff. I tend to mix it up, whatever, I think we got someone complaining here that we're running out of juice.
I hear beeping.
That's all right. You go away.
All right. That's it for the close-ups.
I know, that's it for the close-ups. Well, I think we covered a lot of them, actually. I think we covered the whole lot.
We've gone through everything I put out here.
So I'd be curious to hear, you know what, we should probably, I'm going to put you on the spot, we should probably give a few picks away at some point. So maybe down in the comments.
I'm in. I'm down.
All right, well, there you go. No pressure.
No, we want to get these out there. We want people trying them. So
maybe
some picks we can send around to some of your.
Maybe down in the comments, if you wanted to let me know what you'd be interested in checking out, if you want to check out one of the sculpted wooden ones, or if you want to check out a metal pick, or if you want to check out one of the new organic ivories, or one of the more
Flexwood, they might be
the Flexwood. I see, now I'm already thinking that's there. Well, we can put that right there. Any one of these at all, just let me know down in the comments, and then I'll just randomly pick, a few different people, and I'll try to pick people that are choosing different ones, right? So we get an assortment out there.
Yeah, sure.
And
no, we're happy to do it. We want to get people out there talking about it. We're trying to create a buzz, but we're into people that use picks.
All right.
It's funny, sometimes I go out to see bands and I'll be with someone and say, you know what's wrong with this guy? He's not using a pick. I mean,
right.
I'm very sensitive to that. I'm trying to make a living in the pick business, but we have a lot of fun with picks. We go to different guitar shows and set up booths where and when we can. And I like talking to people about picks. Now, if you do want to see more detail about it, if you went on to our website, harrismusical.com.
harrismusical.com.
Also, you get to the same site at picksbythepound.com.
Okay.
And then all of our products are listed there, but on the left is all the different categories. And if you go to the category U.S. Blues Exotic Picks, you'll see all the different categories here listed. From the tone woods to the exotics to the sculpted to the metal, they're all pictured there with descriptions and stuff.
Cool.
We don't sell on that site. It's pretty much just a catalog site. As a manufacturer and wholesaler, we try to support the retailers out there. So,
right.
If
so you can go there and
watching this, give us a call. We'd love to have these picks on your counter, as well as the guitar players that we want to try them and play them.
Right. So you don't do person-to-person sales, you do person-to-business sales, and people, if you want to get one, you can't order from their website, but they'll give you a good direction where to go to get it from local retailer, online retailer, like you said, Amazon, that's the great online retailer.
I mean, they are carrying the whole line, so it makes it easy, but we also try to support your local, we believe in supporting your local guitar shop and music store so that they can survive.
Okay.
So, and if is the place you like to go locally and they don't have it, mention, say, hey, I saw a video on US Blues Picks. It's by Harris Musical Products, and pretty much most of the retailers know who we are. They can easily carry the product, so we'd like these to be able to hopefully filter through. And these days, there's a lot of really cool boutique guitar shops out there, and that are carrying stuff that you don't see everywhere. So we're hoping to really get a nice network going through the guitar shops of America and the world.
They're awesome picks. I wish people could see what I'm seeing here, because especially these are the sculpted.
Sculpted.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome.
Okay, now everyone's going to be requesting sculpted. Well, look,
personal preference. The metal, if that's what you're into.
And don't forget, the
organic ivory, and the regular, the amber, the horn,
I think
coconut.
My favorite is the ivory, just because of the feel on the strings.
Yeah.
And I'm proud of it. It's sort of my creation, and I'm hoping that people will like it. The response we've gotten so far has been great. People that like it, but we need a few more 100,000 of those out there in the market so people can try them. So.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll try and give a few away and have people check them out, and And I'm sure I'll do some work with these in the near future. And thanks so much for having me by. I'd love to check them out.
Here to Harris headquarters.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome, actually. it's quite a rig you got going here.
Yeah. Well, this is we get a little conference from here. We can do stuff like this and have meetings. And to Steve's left, we do have a warehouse with all sorts of stuff.
Yeah, no, it's quite large.
We distribute Echo guitars and Bellcat amps and lots of our own accessories like Feel No Fret capos and picks by the pound picks. And
right. Everything.
There it is. Shameless plug for the rest of
Sticks
our
by
stuff.
the pound.
Sticks by the pound.
If I could remember that too.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Thanks so much for stopping by. I hope you dig the picks. I hope you let me know what you're interested in checking out. And until next time, as always, rock on. All right, dudes, awesome time today over at Marc's. Just trying to make it back to the house. I tell you, it's hot out there. It's like 85 degrees. But, it was a great time. And I'm really looking forward to cutting the footage up and giving away some picks. All right, dudes. Get a little footage from the ride back.
Ba-da-ba.